it's alright doing that now, but you're already in it. So, yes. Any questions?
Well, we appreciate you coming on, Ski, and the audio does sound much better this week.
Alright, then totally covered that. That's good. Alright. And
so how far away are you from
20
Fukushima
kilometers
in your
away.
day-to-day life?
From something like that. Was it 180? I don't know. I mean, close enough. But I'm on the other side of Tokyo. If you can imagine Fukushima and Tokyo, and then I'm on the very other side of Tokyo, which gives me an extra, because Tokyo's a huge, huge city, as you all know. You can go on the fastest train that they have here, and you can be on it full blast from the center, going at its fastest speed for 1 hour, and you will not leave Tokyo. So you can imagine how big it is. Impossible to walk in a day. You're close enough. When it first happened, I was very gas masky. I was wearing masks, and at one point I was always trying to avoid the rain, especially when it first happened. And I was on a bike on the way home from just popping to the shops, and then it started to rain, and I could hear the thunder. And it was only a little rain, but I was on a bike, and I started pedaling fast because I'm going through a park, and it really started pissing down. It was so heavy. There was no way I could avoid it. I didn't have an umbrella or a hood. I'm just riding the bike like, fuck. I'm getting totally black rain here. I was soaked to the bone from head to toe, pants dripping. Like, I was freaking out, and I came back. I just threw my bike into the shed, ran through the door, left the door open, and ran to the shower and started washing myself. And then I went, oh, wait. And I forgot who said it. Somebody said something on a website saying, warm skin opens your pores. And I'm like, oh, you fucking idiot. You're opening your pores to all the radiation. So then I'm using cold water, and then a huge aftershock came, and it rattled all the house and stuff. So you've got to run out of the house. I'm totally naked. I don't want to run out into the street. So I'm there with my hands on my credentials, like half in, half out the house, going, fucking hell. Get me out of this place. Yeah, that was quite funny looking back. But at that time,
there was two aftershocks that evening.
Shaking like shit. Because those aftershocks could be quite severe. Yeah. I mean, you know, like I missed the Christchurch earthquake. I posted this over on Avalon a long time ago. But I just missed the Christchurch earthquake by 2 days. And when we flew and we came back here, we just done the festival there, and just won the Critics' Choice Award as well. It was really buzzing, so we celebrated after the Christchurch festival, had a little tour, came back to Japan, and then basically jet lag, got over it. First time I switched on the TV, there it was, Christchurch was in ruins. And then that got me, because I was worried that month about the 11th for some strange reason, and it happened on the 22nd, which is another one of those funky numbers, yeah. So on March the 11th, I kind of had a funny feeling as well, and when that came down, I didn't know that it was an earthquake. It was the first time I'd ever really felt one. I felt little aftershocks and little things like that. You know, like in England, you feel an earthquake and you kind of, did you feel it? Did you? And you're really excited. Well, this was just like it's like being on a boat, but you're looking at the floor and it's concrete and it's freaking you out. Because the floor was just like an ocean, and it went on for 6-7 minutes. So 11th and the 22nd, 33. They love them numbers, but them 2 months after that, I was just like, what the fuck, really? They're chasing me. And then straight after that, I was coming over to your area, Cole. I was coming to Perth to do the Fremantle Festival in April. I was like, oh, this is in February, March, April. Okay, here we go. So to bring it over to you.
Did you say you come by my place like sometime in summer? Do I have to see that I'm out here when you come?
What's that? Sorry.
Didn't you say you come over to my area sometime in summer? Do I have to take care to leave the area when you come?
Yeah, you've got to. I was coming. Yeah, when I came to Swiss, that's the reason you didn't turn up, wasn't it? Steve says no, man. He's fucking jinxed. Stay away from him. which I really enjoyed Switzerland, by the way.
Yeah,
I couldn't. There really is good money out there. Well, if it's a good festival, there really is good money out there.
You've been in Bern, right?
I've been where?
In Bern, the Bern.
Yeah, that was
Festival.
like the Bern Festival. Yeah, it was brilliant because everybody was a musician. Now, I'm not putting anything down on musicians. They've got fantastic musicians there, and they're all street musicians. So they have some fantastic music going on, and it's a beautiful city. And we were the only comedy entertainers. Now, yeah, so when we went out, we had to push the crowds away, and we had a great time. And the crowds were absolutely massive. And the Swiss people, I've noticed they were really artistic. They were very, I don't know, for Westerners, they were quite like, we want to see something we've never seen before, you know? And this is what the organizer of the festival said to us, that we can't use the same show. Like if they do a unicycle show and it's the same type of show, we can't do that because the people complain and get bored. And I was like, brilliant, because we don't do that stuff. And I totally agree with your concept, because it gets shit boring. And so we ended up having a little bit of a followers, and all the little young b-boys from Bern were coming up and hanging out just to watch our show. So we had a great time. But money-wise, when we was counting it, I was like, damn, Swiss, way to go. I could live here. But it's not allowed. It's not allowed there. And I can understand why, because every bloody Glastonbury hippie would be over there.
Yeah, but I think that
Yeah, we missed you.
Yeah, we missed you.
Sorry.
I was just going to say we missed you in Perth this year, Ski.
Yeah, we had to do the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and that was at the same time. He did want us back. He said if you did well the year before, it's good to come back on the bounce, because then you have like the following, and they all want to see you again. And he said people were asking about us, so we'll do it in the future. Maybe, who knows? I'll do it. I'll come back, but maybe not as Funny Bones. Maybe something else. But perfect.
That Melbourne Comedy Festival was good fun though, man. I first year I was over here, I had to do a few presentations in Melbourne, and it just so happened to be slap bang over the comedy festival, which was great, man. I went to a few shows on that, and like Melbourne was just absolutely buzzing. It's just got this hum about it, like loads of energy in the air.
Just when I was taken aback, because I went to Australia a long time ago, 15 years ago, and I stayed in Sydney for the whole duration of my stay, doing shows in Circular Quay in Sydney with just that puppet that you might have seen in the video. And that's all I had, and it was bloody grim. And everyone's doing on a big unicycle making big money, and I was depressed. And many people who put money in the hat said, you should go to Melbourne. And I didn't take that up. I went there this year, and I could totally understand why. That is one of the most culturistic, beautiful, creative, artistic cities I've ever been to. It was brilliant. And they have that big comedy festival, there's venues everywhere, and everyone's doing the stand-up comedy stuff. And this year I went to see just one performer, and he was called Dr. Brown, and he did a whole 1 hour show without talking, without using any props, and without asking for an applause, and without even making a sound out of his mouth, and he was making everybody crying with laughter. It's pretty unique. So I got a lot out of Melbourne this year. I left it with my head full of new ideas and stuff, and definitely I thought I could live there. This is why we're travelling at the end of the year, because we want to go off and venture into other places, and not just to do a festival and leave, but to, let's see if we can hang out here, let's see what we can make.
Yeah, so, Melbourne's a place.
Anyway, this is just me talking about me now.
That's very interesting, Chris, don't worry. It's very interesting.
It's interesting now. I'm right at the moment, I'm in Los Angeles, and I'm being surrounded by people just like you that do these kind of street shows or events and things like that. And by the way, if anybody here gets a chance to check out his, maybe you could put it on the site, your YouTube channel. I've already seen a couple months ago, I saw some of your stuff. I was interested in it. It's great. It's great stuff.
Yeah, I liked some of the stuff you put up as well. Yeah, I like the fire routine.
They have a whole show that some of them. One of the people that's in the stilt circus, his name is Eros. I can't say his last name, but Eros.
Yeah.
He's considered one of the world's best stilters, and you should see the things this guy can do on stilts. I actually saw him running over the rocks, a mountainous rocky area with stilts on. And he's amazing. I mean, he can do flips on them and lay down, stand up like it's nothing. It's amazing. It's just totally amazing what this guy can do.
Yeah, I know. It's
like a ninja.
Yeah. I've seen somebody run up the street with him, and I know what the effect is like, because when they've got them bouncy things, they use like a pump, don't they, to make them so they can run.
Yeah.
And when that's running down the street, it's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, I had gotten my son one Christmas. My son, the one that just passed away. He had gotten some. I was there when he got his bouncy stilts. He has the long stick stilts, but then he also has the bouncy ones. And he got those things, and I'm like, oh my God! The first time he put them, he went out into the middle of the street, and we lived on a kind of an incline on a hill. The street was like on a hill.
Yeah.
I just foresaw him eating the pavement for sure, but he didn't.
I know, it's scary. I've tried them, and I just did one little tiny bounce. I said, get me off these now, get me off. They were so scary.
He runs in them. He would run in them, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to eat the pavement.
Yeah. But that's the full effect, you know, because when you get to like European little cities, and you have one, and he probably uses something for his arms as well to make his arms longer. And when he goes legging it down the street with them, people, they don't know what to make of it. You know, when you normally get the old American top hat and they're in stilts shaking kids' hands, this takes it to a whole new fucking level, and it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, I know.
When people can do that, they get gigs everywhere, and you could see it. And I looked at the whole fire display stuff and the music, and I was like, this guy is so. He was right on the scene where I wanted to be, you know, because he can mix with great people. And he can do the entertainment and all the other stuff that he did. He had so many different skills. And this is another reason why I want to get on the road. Because although I've got this little street show and it's nice and I can travel the world, it's fun, it's like you've got to find all the other stuff that you can do. And the only way to do that is to get on the road again and get away.
Yeah. You know? And being around other people like yourself, you know. Commingling, you pick up lots of new ideas and creativity, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome group of people I'm around right now. I'm very blessed to be around them right now. And I'm not going to want to go home real soon, but I have to.
yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, because the old. I mean, some of the videos, some really top people out there doing little speeches about it. He was great. I mean, it's like all I could say, because we've never actually spoke before, but it's great. This is the first time we have ever spoken. It's on the radio. This is pretty cool. Yeah. But when I looked up, I could totally relate. It is because I'm an entertainer, but I was just like, I didn't know that. And it's a shame that I find out now. Because you know that.
I knew because I took the steps to look at your Funny Bones videos, and I'm going, oh, this is just like John's stuff. Cool. So I already checked you out.
All right, and I didn't check you out. Sorry. Oh,
damn. You would know, and that was my son, not me, you know. But yeah. And of course, I am a burner. I've been to Burning Man. I was invited by my son, and I am what you call a mystical misfit now. I'm one of the misfits. Yep. I was the mom of the camp that year. That was in 2005. If you ever get a chance, I recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. A lot of creative people just like yourself there. A lot of artwork, beautiful artwork. In fact, last night I was at a fundraiser for a piece of artwork that is being built. Actually, two pieces. They're going to be identical. One's going to be at, I forget where they're going to show it here in Los Angeles area somewhere. And then they're going to take the other one to Burning Man. And they were raising funds to get the supplies to build this piece of artwork. And what it is it's really quite beautiful. And of course, here I am, and I don't know if you've ever read my writing, but everybody knows that I write about the vortex. Well, it's a big wooden vortex, okay? Huge, it's going to be a huge wooden vortex, and around it are like 4 angels. And what happens when they, at the end of the Burning Man thing, they burn the art. Most of the wood art, they burn. And when they burn this thing, they create these, what they call dust devils. It's like a little tornadoes of dust and smoke go up, and it's beautiful. It's really quite amazing to watch. So they're going to be burning this thing, and it's already a vortex. I just can't imagine what it's going to look like. I'm going to get some film of it and put it on the site when they get done with it. But
that sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds really fun. That's great stuff. Because that's what it's all about now. People are making big things, you know.
Yeah. I really enjoy being around people like yourself, creative people, and of course, I raised my son to be that way, and I enjoy the creativity, and I think it's great that you're doing something you love. I think it's everybody's dream to do exactly that, and you are living a dream, and I think that's great. So
thank you very much. That's really nice.
Cheers to you. You know.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That's really nice, and it's great to hear that. You've still got this. You know what? You just said you raised him like that. Yeah. That is so beautiful to hear that. So beautiful. Because I never saw a street performer or any type of chance of street performing until I was like 25. And I felt like it was so late. And yeah, I was homeless. I was watching buskers, but never looked at, you know what the eye doesn't see? It's right in front of you. I'm looking at buskers and I'm like, well, he's just playing the music thing. Is rubbish. I had to go to a touristy area and see somebody do a proper street show. And hold a proper crowd, and then collects with a big white umbrella with a suit and a bow tie on, and enjoy the rest of your day in Bath. And everybody kind of gives him all this money, wraps it up and puts his arm around his girlfriend, walks off, and I'm like on my knees. Oh my God, that was awesome. So I went out, Brooke. I went out to do my first thing on the street, and I was so nervous because, of course, I'm a Mancunian. I'm all full of attitude, but I wanted this, and I wanted to get through the door. So what I did is everybody was doing statues, and I thought I'm going to be a statue as well, but I'm going to do something more awesome. So I dressed up as an old man and had a walking stick, and I had a sign saying, "Old man backflips on donations." People can't walk past that and not stop and go, really? I want to see this. And you end up with a huge crowd and people put money in, and then you do a backflip. Anyway, it killed me, it was terrible. But it worked. It made me money, and it doesn't matter how much I made. At the end of that day, I went, hey, I got this whole weight off my shoulder. I can do it. I can do this tomorrow. I can do this again the day after that. I don't have to work for anybody ever again. I'm through the gates. This is it.
How cool is that?
My life is never going to be the same again.
Plus, plus you're creating as you go along. You're inventing, creating, and you're improving, and it's a wonderful thing. I think it's great, personally.
Yeah, and it's crazy. A lot of people think that you have to be really outgoing to be person to do that, but it's not. Because my fear of doing something like that is the reason why I created that big black puppet in my show, which I call the Zombies, which gets me all the gigs all over the world because it's unique.
I saw that. That's very cool.
The reason why I designed that is because I was shit scared of people seeing me, and no one can see. I mean, and I can just run around and scare everybody, make a scene, take it off, and just put my hat on the floor and bashfully kind of stand there going, "Thank you." Of course, now I've come out of my shell a lot more, and I'm doing a lot more stuff.
I've seen that. You gotta put your YouTube site or your site so people can see it from from Atticus One, because I've seen it and it's pretty damn cool. It really is.
I think I've still got it on as my signature. I don't know if it still works.
I think you had a website, as I recall, didn't you?
Yeah. We've got Funny Bones website, and or you can just go to YouTube and write Funny Bones TV without any gaps. Funny Bones TV, and you'll.
Yeah, I think I did both. I think I went to your site first, and then I went to the YouTube channel, and I watched it. It's very
YouTube channel. Yeah, it's more fun because it's got all the latest stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, look at us talking all about entertainment. None of the rest of the radio world exists. It's just me and you talking.
Right. Well, I can talk about that right now because I'm right in the midst of it.
I know. You're blessed in that way, but it's so nice, because my mum died when I was 14, and she really wanted to get me into entertainment stuff. She was trying to get me on TV and stuff, but her heart was in the right place. Yeah, and then she died from anyway.
She knew. She's looking down on you, going, "See, you did it."
Yeah.
You did what you
took your time.
Everybody should do what they love. They really should. To go to a 9-to-5 job that you hate, it really sucks. I know, I've done it.
Yeah.
And if it's something you love, it makes life much more precious. Much more worthwhile. And you go home and you sleep at night, and you go to sleep with a smile, and you feel good. It just feels good.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So I had another question for you about this Fukushima accident. You were discussing how people are in denial. Certain people are in denial of this. Do you think it's because they just? I'm just wondering what your perception of it is, because I was listening to what you were saying, and of course some of them are denying it because they don't want to take the responsibility. But aside from the responsibility part, just the denial part, that people aren't wanting to talk about it, do you think it's because they're afraid, or do you think it's because, what is your perception on that? I'm wondering, because I just can't imagine that, I mean, I can imagine it, but I just, they can't be in denial forever. They have to do something about the cleanup. They have to do, it's just, there's a lot to do, and being in denial isn't going to help, I mean, they have to face the reality and deal with it as it comes along. And I think you're right. I think maybe a lot of people are in denial about it from what you're saying,
Yeah. I think what it comes down to, my immediate thoughts were, the Japanese are kind of fearless. That was my first thought. They're just fearless, because they were very blasé about the earthquakes. Now, I know they're used to them. Well, they say they're used to them.
Oh, yeah.
But to a point where I was having an aftershock, going to the convenience store, and I know the big aftershock come, and I stopped on my bike, and this old lady lifted up a walking stick and waved it in the air, and then just kind of continued. When we was actually going through the massive earthquake that was happening for 6 minutes, the old people were just kind of strolling past, going, "It's a big one, isn't it?" We're on the floor. We're on the deck. I'm trying to hold myself on balance and stuff, and my missus is all over the place, and we're just looking around us in sheer shock. And she's Japanese, but the older people, they were just like, "Oh, it's a big one," with a smile on the face, walking past. And like I said, we had people come in to knock on the door. I mean, imagine that type of event happening, and you're working as a gas money collector. This guy knocks on my door to collect gas money 10 minutes after.
10 minutes after?
Yeah, and I'm like, are you shitting me? Really?
It is that way out there. Yeah, it is. Life goes on. I am aware that in Tokyo and Japan, that whole area, earthquakes are so commonplace that, they just carry on. But this one is obviously different because of the tsunami and the radiation accident. So they can't really just carry on like they normally did. They have to start facing the reality, and it's not just a carry on. They can't just carry. They have to do something about it. What they're going to do is beyond me. And like you had mentioned also, they're doing, which intrigued me, and I can't wait to see what you write about it on the site, because I noticed you've been carrying on the site. I haven't really had a chance because all this happened to me just recently.
Yeah.
I wanted to make some comments on that. It's great that you're updating us with being a local there as to what's going on, but there's just a lot of things to take into consideration in regards to contamination and things like that, and it can spread. It's going to spread. It's going into the water. I mean, it's going into the ocean. It's going to have an effect if they don't put a lid on it.
Yeah, well, I think that's what they were. Personally, I think that's what they were told to do. They want the effect. They want to, they want the cause and the end the effect. And they want to see what happens, and they want to see how it turns out and how dangerous is it? Is it blah, blah, blah? Because these people won't, what better place to do is the old typical guinea pig Japan, which has always been like the guinea pig with nuclear. I mean, it's kind of unfair, but they've had more nuclear problems than anyone else. And so, but they didn't want these nuclear plants in the first place. But anyway, going back to, what are they going to do about it? Well, like I said, it's growing and growing and growing. Even though they've shut down the nuclear plants, it's growing and growing and growing. The awareness is becoming bigger. People are obviously beginning to not listen to the government anymore. They've had enough of that. And people are, that took a while as well, because they're not as dramatic, and they're not good liars, the Japanese. The Prime Minister, they call him the Prime Minister here, the Prime Minister actually broke down in tears, a couple of days after, and that wasn't because of the situation that had happened. That was because he'd been approached and told what to do, and it's like, and that's freaked him out, and he's got to just lie to the people, and I know there's companies like TEPCO, and everybody's just bitching TEPCO like crazy, so they're pretty much finished anyway, but they'll hold on. And the Japanese people are just
is TEPCO now I didn't really understand this TEPCO. What is that?
Tokyo Electricity.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
And they're the ones who could have, they're in charge of the nuclear power plant, and they could have, it's almost their final say, strangely enough, not the government, of the evacuation zone. So you've got your evacuation zone about 50 kilometers or 30 kilometers, and then they make it 20, and basically they're the ones who are doing that. They make their minds up on that. And they're the ones who are saying this is safe, now safe. And then people move back in again into the 50-mile radius zone. They move back because it's 30 now, and they're moving back to the houses. That's insane.
Yes, I can't believe that they have. I've seen that. I've seen you post that, and I just can't fathom that they've got people living there. They got to get them out of there,
Yeah, and the same people here. Like I said, look,
experiments go, and seeing what happens and how to deal with it. Didn't they do that at Chernobyl? Don't they know what's going to happen? Haven't they seen results?
They've got internet, they read stuff. I just think, it's their home. And they just, when I went to that area, and it's only like 60 kilometers away, but it's pretty much there, you could see they just don't want to be, they just want to get on. And they just think, forget it. If I go, I go. They're certainly not scared of dying. But what I don't like is the kids, because they don't have a choice.
They don't have a choice.
If you're an adult, and then fair enough.
You're looking on down the road at problems, reproductive problems, and there's a whole lot of things to take into consideration here. So it's great. Yeah, well, they want to go home. They want their place back. But you know what? There's a lot of things to take into consideration. And I think a lot of these people are not being educated in this area.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are probably, not even aware of some of the dangers.
Well, Brooke, what did they offer us to go down and entertain? The places where they put them when they've been evacuated. So it's you've got these huge schools that have opened up. And they asked our group, Funny Bones, to come up and entertain. Everybody's doing it. All these performers are doing it and then putting it up on their profile like, hey, look, I went down and made all these people happy. Yay. And they asked us, and I said, the missus, she was talking to me, she says, are you having a joke? And they were like, how dare you? These people are in need. Yeah. And she's like, we are not going to work for TEPCO.
Yeah.
Because that's, and he says, no, it's not for TikTok, it's for blah. It doesn't matter. You're making these people feel like it's okay.
Yeah.
So if we go there and make everybody happy, fair enough. That's, I understand making them happy. Yeah, I can see you wanting to do that if you was there. If you was, but if you're going to go there quickly, entertain people, and then get the hell out and go back to Tokyo and go, oh, damn, I've got on my way from there, and go and then put it up on your website and say, like, I make these people feel good. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
You know?
It's just
Bullshit.
they need to, unfortunately, I think there's a, I don't know. I think keeping people in the blind and keeping them ignorant to what's around them and what's surrounding them and what the future probabilities could be with this kind of accident, I think is a damn shame.
Yeah, because this, you know, because like my missus, who's got, he lives fair enough away from the place, but he's got kids and he's like just bought a house just before March 11th, and he's like, I'm moving. You know, 'cause he sees sense. He goes, I'm not staying here. I've got kids. I'm worried about them. I think I could handle it, but nah, not
Shoot, I mean, I got a hold of my son in California just from the possibility of radiation poisoning in California. I wanted him to get iodine and start taking it and things like that, you know, because, and it's going to eventually filter that way, you know, to what degree we don't know, you know, but it's going to, you know, as small as it might be, there's going to be a minor effect, hopefully not a major one.
Yeah, sure. That was a strange one, because when people were saying, when the Americans were taking readings and stuff, I don't know if it was hyped up, but they were taking readings and they looked positive.
Yeah. It's hard
I was
to
I was taking readings in Tokyo at the same time, and it was only ×2, and I couldn't get my head around that. Why was it only ×2, the normal level, when it was higher in America, you know? And I couldn't understand that. I couldn't get my head around that. And then I studied Germany, where she's from. I was like, the radiation's higher there, and they don't even have nuclear power plants. But Germany's actually built on granite, so they've got enough radiation in the anyway. So that's the reason why I think that is. I'm sure Bashi would tell me if that's right or wrong. But I think that's the reason why they don't have nuclear stations in Germany. But Germany is the type of country that Japanese does follow a lot, and they've got a great relationship, and they want to copy each other, and in that way, in a lot of ways as well, you know. But yeah, the more I look at it, after a lot of studying, there's a lot of things in Japan that they're not allowed to do anything, you know. Like I was saying just then, they've got these scientists and creators here. They're geniuses. They've created amazing stuff. They've got warehouses full of fantastic, original, beautiful ideas, and nobody will buy them. But the Chinese and the South Koreans, they say, yeah, we'll buy it. We'll take it off you. But the Western world refuses it because of the companies. It shuts down companies. And these are, I mean, like I said before, it's about the bacteria. They've got these bacteria creations, that fascinating stuff that can clean everything. They can wipe out radiation. You know, they just won't let them use it.
About that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but you were talking about that. I want you to talk some more about that on the site too.
Yeah, that's interesting. More to that, yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? My missus mentioned it just before I came on the radio, and I went, "Oh, that's good." I haven't got enough time to study more into that, but I will do.
Yeah. I would like to. That's a very interesting subject.
Well, I will. I'll get onto that, and I'll post some more stuff up, because I've got like a couple of weeks off, and then I'm off to Singapore, and then I'm going to be busy. And after Singapore, I'll get another two weeks, and I can stay on the site a lot longer then. And then I take a 3-month tour, and I'm going to be in Canada. And and then after Canada, we come back to Japan a bit, and then that's when me and my missus are going off to America. So I'm going to come and see all you guys.
Where
Why do you think I'm making friends with you all?
Where are you going in America? Where are you going to be going?
Well, first, I don't ask me why, but I want to be. First, we're going to go to Thailand, to this children's place where all the kids have got AIDS, and what they do is they let you stay in this wonderful place in. It's not near any beach side. It's not on that scene in Thailand. It's on a different scene. It's more in central, and it's a beautiful place. And your money that you pay for your rent goes towards these kids' treatment. Every single kid who's entered the place has never got sick. They've never got the full disease. You know, they've got HIV, but no kids died. You know,
Yeah,
so it's working. It's a good process. We're going to go there for like 3 weeks, play around with kids and take a chill out and relax and get heads together. And then we're going to go to New York City.
Oh, wow.
Because I want to be there for the New Year, because Japan celebrate New Year, and I tell you, it's about as interesting as they all go to a temple and clap hands and ring a bell, and they queue up for 3 hours or something to do that. It's interesting, but I want to take it to like our Western type of New Year party, and with 21 and 12 dates coming in, I thought New York City, why not? They'll all be tinfoil hats freaking out and shit, and I just want to take it there for the New Year. So we're going to go to New York, and then after that I'm going to go and venture around, and then I'm going to go storm into Mark's house and stay there for a while, and then I'm probably going to go and visit everyone else. I'm going to be all over the place.
But you're making it to North Carolina, you got to see me and T-Bird. We live out there.
Yeah, I've got to go and meet T-Bird as well, and there's loads of you guys out there, so definitely we'll do like a little tour. But it's just going to be like me and the missus doing a few things, doing a few gigs. Wherever I go, I'll do some shows, and just want to see America. It's different, not just New York, but I've got to be in New York for New Year.
Yeah, that's a place to live in. That's for sure.
Yeah. So, all right.
Well, it's been great talking to you finally.
Yeah, it's been great talking to you.
Very interesting discussion. Very interesting, Chris.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, and it's nice to talk about your son and stuff. And yeah. I mean, we've met under my circumstances and your circumstances.
Yeah.
But, it's been great though. You've got a great voice, Brooke. You're very clear. Yeah, very clear and crispy.
To be an entertainer, I used to sing.
I can imagine. Your voice says it. It's like, give you a guitar.
Actually, I play guitar too.
I bet you can. I know. I was just saying, I'd just give you a guitar straight away.
I picked up a lot of this stuff listening to me.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get off, and I don't know how long we've been on. I think we've been an hour, haven't we?
Been a while.
Nearly, yeah.
But
57 minutes.
Yeah, it felt like
great talking to you.
Yeah, you as well, Brooke. And all my love and my wishes and my praises go to your son and all his friends and all the people that are looking after you and all the people on the site. You finally got together, and that was great watching. People like doing action and stuff instead of people just going, I feel really sorry for you.
It was amazing. And when I get back home, I'm going to do some writing about some of this stuff that I think you'll all enjoy. And I just to let anybody know who's listening here, that anybody that's contributed it in such a big way, I haven't had an opportunity to individually thank anybody, but I will when I get back individually help. I'd contact everybody and let them know how appreciative I am, because it was just a wonderful thing what Atticus One has done for me and the people there, and I was miles from California, and I needed. This is where connecting with the internet was my saving grace. Between connecting with Atticus One and Facebook, my son's page on Facebook, I had nothing. I would have just crumbled. So it kept me going. It really did.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic, isn't it? And you just got to get people coming on going, we've only got 300 members.
Yeah, whatever.
So really.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot to say when I get back. You know me, I've never at a loss for words, huh?
Yeah. For sure, already I can see that. Yeah. Now I understand where you do big lots of writing. 'Cause I've only just been reading some of your stuff just lately, and you notice you had a thread, and I was like, oh, right, I'm going to get into this, all these links and stuff, and I'm going to bookmark that one. Anyway, is Core still there?
No, you have to go. No.
Dale?
Also, but we got Billy and Rose.
It's just me and Chris.
And Billy and Rose, yes. But the conversation's been so great, we really didn't want to stop. Well, I was listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had some interesting conversation going on there, huh?
We drove him away.
That was really good. Thank you very much for calling in. And you, Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you. Thank you. Billy, you still there?
Yes, I am. I think that just about concludes today's show, doesn't it? Ree, Brooke, Skib, thank you very much. It was a very interesting show. Actually, next week we have a similar topic. We're going to have Major Lee Blunt. He's writing a book on the topic of Fukushima and the nuclear power industry in general. And he has some new insights and thoughts on what's going on and the future of the industry. So I'd like to thank everybody for listening, and I wish you all a very pleasant Sunday. Goodbye.
Everybody.
Goodbye.
See you later, guys.
Bye, everybody. And thanks very much to Rose, who has wonderfully provided the space. And are you going to end this with music, Rose?
I didn't. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rose. Go on.
Oh, okay. Yes, I want to thank everyone. It was a great show, and we are going to end with a couple of tunes by Atticus One member Dale, and there will be Boats and Birds and Look at Miss Ohio.
Okay, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Rose. Great job on the site, by the way, Rose.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Brooke. It was good to talk to you.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
You be my star, well, I'll be your sky. You can hide underneath me and come out at night. When I turn jet black and you show off your light, I live to let you shine. How I live to let you shine. But you can skyrocket away from me and never come back till you find another galaxy far from here with more room to fly. Just leave me a stardust to remember you by. If you be my boat, well, I'll be your sea. A depth of pure blue just to probe curiosity. Ebbing and flowing, you're pushed by the breeze. I live to make you free. How I live to make you free. But you can set sail to the west if you want, and past the horizon till I can't even see you. Far from here where the beaches are white, just leave me awake to remember you by. You're awake to remember you by. You're awake to remember you by. If you be my star, I'll be your sky. You can hide underneath me and come out at night. When I turn jet black and you show off your light, I live to let you shine. How I live to let you shine. Oh, me, oh, my, oh, would you look at Miss Ohio? She's been running around with her rag top down. She says, I wanna do it right, but not right now. gonna drive to Atlanta, live out this fantasy, running around with a rag top down. Yeah, I wanna do it right, but not right now. I said, oh, me, oh, my, oh, would you look at Miss Ohio? She's been running around with her rag top down. She says, I wanna do it right, but not right now. He's got his arm around his shoulder like a regimental soldier. Mama starts pushing that wedding gown. He says, I wanna do it right, but not right now. Well, I know all about it. You do not have to shout it. I'm gonna straighten this out somehow. Yeah, I wanna do it right, but not right now. Yeah, I wanna do it right, but not right now. I know all about it. You do not have to shout it. I'm gonna straighten this out somehow. Yeah, I wanna do it right, but not right now. Yeah, I wanna do it right, but not right now.